It was a heartbreak after relief after heartbreak, and it was just a big cycle until we got two in a row.
Hello, I'm Niall McCrossan, and today I'm joined by Ethan after NRG's 2-1 victory against BBL in the opening round of playoffs at Masters Santiago. That was an absolutely insane map 3, Ethan, where both teams had chances to honestly take that series. So how are you feeling after that one?
Stressed out, and relieved though, for sure. Like you said, there was just too many close rounds that could have gone either way. So it was a heartbreak after relief after heartbreak, and it was just a big cycle until we got two in a row.
Yeah, and I know you guys have already answered a lot of questions about the crowd and everything, but like, given the fact that this was the first Saturday of playoffs, what was the energy like in the arena there?
Yeah, it was crazy. We got here today. I think it was just it was like the announcer trying to hype the crowd up, and it sounded crazy with us in the back and ready to walk up, and we were like, wow, like this is crazy. This is probably the loudest event I've ever been to. So definitely glad to be here.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nuts just on the broadcast alone. Um, so yeah, I want to talk about the series, just how the series went. Map one was pretty one-sided, obviously for you guys. Map two didn't go your way, and map three was shaky at the start as well. We heard you say at one point, "We're finally playing the game," in the comms on Split. So I could sense maybe some frustration on your end, but what was it about their play, or maybe even like your own team's play, that was causing that frustration? And what's the main reason that you think you guys allowed you guys to be able to adjust and stage that comeback?
Yeah, I'll just start with map two. Map two, they're obviously a very good Abyss team. And I told the guys, no matter how good we think we are on Abyss, um, this is gonna be a really hard game. And they played it crazy. We definitely played very reserved and not a lot of team play going on Abyss defense, which frustrated me, and I let the guys know in that game. And once we started Split, that was the only thing we wanted to focus on for Split. We knew our game plan, we knew what we wanted to do, and we just had to play the game. So that's probably where that sound bit came from.
All right, and considering you're going up against a team who hasn't really played for nearly a month now, what did the preparation look like for this match? Because they obviously had to show a decent amount of their map pool in EMEA, going all 5 maps against Gentlemates in the final. But what did the prep look like this past week?
Just the usual prep. I mean, we did what we could with all the reps or all the maps that they played in EMEA. Like you said, it's been 3 weeks, so we had nothing concrete recently to rely on.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, they kept all their comps and everything was basically the same. But yeah, they have a really good system. We can tell from the way they play, and they're very confident in it. And honestly, respect for them not changing much because they obviously trust in it a lot.
Did you expect them to keep those same comps, or did you expect them to change things up?
It's mixed throughout the team. I mean, I expected them to change a little bit. Given 3 weeks off, I would probably have done that, change a little bit. But um, yeah.
All right, and continuing with some of the comp discussions here, I want to move on to your agent compositions because I want to get your thoughts on this whole double duelist meta that we're experiencing right now. We saw you guys put Kiko on Jed on Breeze, and he absolutely fried against his old team. But considering like how many teams are relying on double duelist right now, why do you guys prefer some of these single duelist comps with Mata as the point man?
If Adam wasn't as good as he was, maybe we would have gone into the double duelist meta a little more heavily. Um, but we are just very confident in what we do and the system that we have, whether it be double duelist or whether it be double initiator, double controller, whatever it is. Um, we're very confident in it, and Adam is playing extremely well for being the only duelist for some maps. And yeah, I think I'll keep saying. I mean, we're just confident.
All right, and I also want to ask about the format real quick because as a spectator, like personally, I always prefer seeing every team have to play throughout groups or Swiss. Because we've seen it happen a few times in Valorant history where a first seed receives a bye and they kind of start off a tournament slow, and it could end up costing them. But as a competitor, like I want to ask what you value more. Like, do you prefer having the extra prep time, getting to kind of sit back and like watch some of the tournament play out, or do you prefer having matches to play and kind of like get additional reps on stage as you go?
Yeah, 100%. I've always been an advocate for just playing more matches. I think match reps outweigh scrim reps, watching VODs any day of the week. So um, it is definitely a disadvantage, in my opinion, to go all the way to playoffs without playing a single match. Um, some may think otherwise. Depends on if you're an experienced team or not. But yeah, from my years of playing, I would much rather play matches than sit in a room and scrim all day.
All right, and I want to ask you about the Harbor buff next because I spoke to you at the beginning of America's kickoff, and I asked you about the Harbor rework. That was before like some of the more recent buffs, and you mentioned that you thought that they had made the agent worse overall because he no longer had his cascades to help take space. I know obviously NRG has played Harbor in the past on maps like Abyss when Sam was still on the team, but how do you think the recent buffs have helped maybe help him find a place within the current meta?
Yeah, I mean, I still think it was a nerf. Um, having the cascades and the rechargeable high tide was the best thing Harbor was ever used for. And it's not that he was like completely nerfed to the floor. It was to have Harbor in your comp means you have to sacrifice other things, and sometimes it's just not worth it. I still think he has the best smoke in the game now. With the recharge timer being very small, like 20 or 30. The smoke lasts 19, 20 seconds, and they definitely buffed his wall. It's like huge now. So some apps it's cool, some apps it's not, but it's all about how he works into a comp now, not how he is individually.
Yeah, next I want to get your general opinion on the current state of the game because some analysts and coaches have called it one of the worst metas because of all the utility nerfs that came at the end of last year. But how do you feel about the current state of the game, not just as a player but as an IGL as well?
I'm learning as we go. It's not a complete rework to the game, but it is kind of hard to adapt to. Um, but we're taking it match by match. I'm trying my best to adapt to it and get the guys comfortable in the meta. Um, and yeah, I'll tell you, it's hard for initiator players right now. It's if you can't teleport, it's pretty hard, but we make it work.
That's fair. Next, I want to ask about your next opponent. You got the rematch against Paper X. Obviously, you guys had a very close match against them in Swiss, and it felt like that series also could have gone either way. But they've now taken down every single America's team at this event. So aside from like the obvious fact that they're insane aimers, they're very smart players. What makes PRX such a difficult team to play against in this meta, and how are you feeling heading into that rematch?
Uh, Feeling good. I think I've told people, I mean, I'm excited for the rematch. I think when you play Paper X once, they'll catch you off guard, but when you play them twice, at least you kind of know what to expect. And they definitely have their own game plan going into every game. They don't care what you do. They don't care what ults you have. They don't care if they got 2 kills early, they'll keep playing the game. So that's kind of the Paper X way, as many people know. Sometimes it backfires, and you got to be really on your toes to be able to counter it.
Yeah, and despite being like a three seed like you guys, like they are among the tournament favorites right now. But do you see them as the biggest threat remaining for you guys, or is there anyone else that you're keeping an eye out on?
Yeah, I mean, I said it before we played them when we lost them as well. They're the best team we'll play here, so just excited to get a rematch going.
All right, and last question. When we spoke back at Champions Paris, we talked about the whole kind of GOAT debate and how if you won that event, you'd be within that GOAT category with players like Chronicle. You obviously won and became the first player to win 2 Champions titles, but Chronicle still has the most trophies in the game right now. And I've been seeing this discussion lately within the community that suggests that if you were to win a Masters, then you would become the GOAT. You can correct me if I'm wrong because I'm assuming that this is something that you don't really think about as a player. But how does it feel to be in that position where you're at the top of the esport and you have this chance to solidify your spot as the greatest of all time?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a little more pressure. People have expectations outside a game. You just won champs, so you should just continue winning. Um, but I think the most pressure comes from within our own team. We have very high standards when it comes to how we play, and it's very frustrating when we don't meet those standards like we did today on Abyss. So honestly, it's all inner team pressure, and that's the best kind. It pushes ourselves to become better and stay motivated, and that's all you can really ask for.
And if you win a Masters event this year, would you call it yourself the GOAT?
Ah, I don't. that's weird to call yourself the GOAT, but we'll see what people say.
Fair enough. All right, that's all the time we have, Ethan. But it was a pleasure talking to you again, man. And good luck the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Okay,
Thank
take
you.
care.